Welcome to Shadow Daddy Groupies, a book podcast where we thirst over morally questionable men and call it literary analysis. We're Kelly and Raven.
I've never in my life seen a wiener so tiny and skinny and little. Little baby thing. It's so gross. Anyways, that was high school.
Wow.
Out of high school, I mean. My whole phase didn't start till after.
I didn't either. Really till after graduate school. Anyway.
Welcome to Shadow Daddy Groupies. I'm Raven.
I'm Kelly.
Okay, now we can talk about whatever the fuck we want. I just want to state one thing.
Okay.
One massive thing. So today we're doing
Fearless.
Powerless, Reckless, Fearless. Pretty much fearless. And I would just like a round of applause because I read a book with zero smut. I mean, god dang it. It was the window panning. It was like up, and then they laid down and they panned out the window.
I know there were times where I was like, did they actually do it?
Like,
I don't know.
Like, oh my god.
Did they?
They did under the tree that finally the night before her wedding.
There was one scene where I was like, okay, they definitely did it. Even though there was like no explanation. Of it. It was like you're okay, they did it. But before that, you were like, did they? Didn't they? Maybe.
I mean, the opportunities.
It's definitely YA for sure.
I was like, did I really just fucking read that whole book for nothing?
Well, maybe you should read this book I read last night because there's a lot of smut in it.
Oh no, I'm on Zodiac Academy and I can already tell where this is going.
You are? Where are you at so far?
I just started today. And I want to get off of this FaceTime so bad so I can go read it.
Okay. I mean, I know we're not talking about Zodiac Academy, but it's like bad, but you can't put it down.
I'm excited.
Okay. So let's get back to Fearless, or the whole trilogy. I'm going to read you my no spoiler summary.
All right. I really
so
like it.
This is kind of the summary of the whole series. With as little spoilers as possible. Okay.
Oh, this whole thing is going to be spoilers. This whole episode, that's what it's for.
No, I know, but we got to do the summary so people can decide if they want to continue.
Yes.
They have to decide whether they want to continue to the spoilers or shut us off now and go read it themselves. That's the point of the no spoiler summary, so that you're like, okay, these crazy chicks are going to give me a summary. I'm going to decide whether I want to continue to listen to them babble about it or just go read it myself. Okay, so summary. Once upon a time, in a kingdom where people had powers, like setting things on fire with their minds or turning invisible just to skip boring meetings, there lived a perfectly ordinary girl. No sparkle, no sizzle, no magic, just vibes. Unfortunately, the king hated ordinary people, like really hated them. So much so, he told one of his sons, hey, if a baby pops out without magic, yeet it. Charming, right? Fast forward. Our magicless heroine steals from the very prince assigned to kill people like her. Instead of executing her, he catches feelings hard. Now she's got to pull off the ultimate con, convince an entire kingdom she's not ordinary, dodge assassins, keep her lies straight, and oh yeah, help a rebellion sneak into the palace and kill the king. You know, just casual Tuesday stuff. Over the course of 3 books, she ping-pongs between the 2 royal brothers. Prince number 1. We've got the emotionally conflicted Kai chasing her across the kingdom like a magical tax auditor in love. Prince number 2, who becomes king after his father's death. Kit. He's spiraling into villainy because he's not sure if he wants to crown her or drown her, all while trying to win his dead father's approval. Therapy, anyone? Magic, murder, messy feelings, and majestic drama because who needs powers when you've got chaotic main character energy? All right. So, Raven, tell me what you thought about this book or series.
I can't believe I read it. I read it and I stayed into it too. I was like, oh. And then I just like I'm patting myself on the back hard because
You didn't DNF.
I
You
did not,
waited to
but
the
I
very end,
and there was nothing.
and there was nothing.
Like, come on, I want to know what Kai's wiener looks like. That's so unfair. Like at this point, I would have taken a kid's wiener, but not a single wiener was talked about.
No.
Nope, nope, not Callum, not anyone.
No, no one.
Not even a
Okay,
tit. There wasn't even a tit. There wasn't a nipple discussed in this book.
there wasn't.
Not
There
even
really
a
wasn't.
not even like a little nipple showing through the shirt or whatever. Nope. Nothing.
Yeah.
No foreplay.
There was, okay, the foreplay was book one and all of the banter. Okay, let me rewind. First of all, I did not want to read this series because I had heard that she had kind of ripped off one of my favorite series, the Red Queen series. And out of solidarity, I didn't really want to read this series, but I decided to give it a try. And I actually, even though I didn't want to, really liked book one. I loved the banter between Kai and Peyton. It was some of the best banter I've read in a book. With that said, now that I've finished the series, I kind of thought that with how much pushback Lauren Roberts got for writing book one, book two, so similar to Red Queen, that by book three, she would have done something different. She would have gotten a different twist. She would have like gone in a different direction.
Did
And no,
she?
she fucking doubled down and just ended the book almost exactly the same way as Red Queen. And
Let
I was
me.
really disappointed.
Are there nipples in Red Queen?
No,
Let me
it's
put
not
that
a,
on my do not ever read list.
it's a great series, but it's not spicy.
My dinner read. Do not ever read dinner read. Uh, but Raven, I made it. I made it through the book. I did it. I was hoping, I was really, really hoping that Peyton would have some kind of power.
Yeah.
You don't just
Especially when we learned that she is Kit's half sister, we learned that Kit and Kai are actually not biological brothers. That, and that Kit and Peyton are half siblings, that his mother had an affair, and she is the daughter of Callum, right? And Kit's mother. But Callum has powers, and so it is kind of unusual for her to be ordinary when both of her parents had powers. They're elites, they have strong powers.
well, they're
Um,
she's fucking ordinary.
but she was just fucking ordinary. And um, you know what? And the whole time the king thought that she was his daughter. He never knew that, and he's the one that tried to eat her. He was like, ew, a
Yeet, not
daughter.
eat, by the way. She said
What?
yeet.
I said yeet.
It sounded like you said eater.
No, yeet her.
Eat her.
Yeet.
Eat, eat her.
He's like,
I
ew, my daughter was born without powers and my wife died in childbirth, giving birth to this ordinary child. I hate them all and now I'm going to murder them. Was that the basis of why he hated them? Is because his wife was died in childbirth, giving birth to her? Is
yeah,
that why he hated
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Okay.
And that's how this whole thing spun. I don't really have much to report on this book. The series was we tried to do this one time when we did Powerless, but we kept going to Spark the Everflame.
Yeah, we slash Kelly just could not stop talking about Luther Corbois because she was doing her fourth reread.
Woo, man.
And I'm sorry, but Luther Corbois is so much better.
Listen, I almost thought about rereading the mirror in the forest scene.
Oh, I did. I was like, get me out of this hellhole. I need some spice.
I do some batteries, Kelly. Oh man.
Um, and a particularly spicy scene in like the fifth book of Zodiac Academy.
I can already
Okay,
tell it's going to be trouble. I'm excited because we're going to have to throw in an episode of like a couple of the first Zodiac Academies.
yeah. Oh, just like to touch on that, the spice in the first book doesn't come till the very end, but then it gets spicier and spicier throughout all of the books. So
I have a
you got,
feeling that I'm just going to be hoard around in this book.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, what would you rate our main female character?
Hmm. 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2 or 3. And the reason is I kind of hated how the author made her accept the betrothal with very little fuss. Like she was just like, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I feel like she should have had more emotional turmoil about it. And she should have played into the whole I need to do this to save the kingdom, to save the ordinaries a little harder. I feel like she was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for the ordinaries. Whatever. It's just what I'm doing.
Just by marrying, I'm
I'm
doing
just
something.
gonna I hate him or I have like no love for him and I'm in love with his brother, but whatever. I'm just gonna have a little panic attack right before I get married to him. It was devastating though when she after the wedding, they're like walking out and Kai fucking like throws open the doors and he like sprinted all the way there and he's like, oh fuck, I'm too late. That was a little devastating.
Kai is my baby. I will give him a 5. He's too precious. Protect Kai at all costs.
Okay, I would have said that Kai was 4 or 5 stars in the first book, but by this third book, I was like, I felt like the banter was just not as good.
No, they were just like super sappy in love.
Well, I mean, she tried. She tried in the first third of the book to make it kind of like, and there was a tiny bit of, oh, I'm so sad that you're marrying my brother and I'm mad about it. But I don't know. It just didn't, he just wasn't as good in the third book.
Yeah.
And as
I,
far as a villain goes, I feel like even the villains kind of fell short for me in the third book.
yeah, I wasn't expecting the outcome of Kit, honestly. I was not expecting that. But I
And
did
it
know
just
he was
happened so fast. It was like he was like you were
I
like,
said
okay,
like you knew
he's
I knew he was getting sick from for a while because he was
yeah.
having these little coughing things and I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah, you saw the sickness coming. You saw that he was struggling with this whole like I'm marrying this girl that's in love with my brother. But then when he like flipped the script and was like, I hate you because you're stealing my brother's love away from me. I was just like, uh, Really? Okay.
It was really, I felt very uncomfortable reading that when he was like, "Oh, but I love you and you're the only one." And I felt uncomfortable reading it. Not gonna lie. I was like, is he got more going on in his brain? It did not,
Well,
it definitely felt like it could have been like a love letter for sure. It made me uncomfortable.
I mean, I like her attempt at showing brotherly love and, like just and not and like the trying to in a non-toxic masculinity way, like they really cared and loved about each other. Like I liked I kind of like I got where she was going. I just felt like the execution fell flat.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it was all just summed up into like it's like like there'd be like parts where it just like kind of dragged out, and then
Yeah.
put all the information in like all at once, and then bam. I
Yeah,
mean,
the ending I felt was super rushed. It was like,
I didn't expect him to. I thought, I mean, Jesus, I thought Kai at least would die, and it would be sad, and but Kit died, and Kai stabbed him, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, it's okay. She's gonna save him, bring a healer, and oh my God, and that didn't happen. But
yeah, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't emotionally attached to Kit. I wasn't that sad about his death.
I liked him in the first book, and then that was it.
I mean, yeah, I did. I liked him in the first book. I was like, okay, the tension between the two brothers, like, I don't know. And then the whole like I'm gonna marry my sister thing, even though I know she's my sister. Ooh. Like I feel like that was too far.
My light just went out.
Oh no!
I still look okay.
You look good. You look good.
It's okay. This video isn't filled with juicy stuff, so it's not like I need to be on
Also,
my.
the writing was only okay. Like,
So I read that last Fearless book pretty quickly because the writing was just very young adult, man.
yeah, I don't know. There was something about it that wasn't, it just wasn't hitting for me. Overall, this book was kind of a miss.
Hmm.
I liked the first one, and even I didn't even want to like the first one, but I really did like the first one, and I just fell flat the third one.
I mean, the third one's technically the second one doesn't even exist. We don't even talk.
I know we're not even talking about the second one.
Ah, she slept in a cave. Kai cut her hair, laid in a poppy field, pretended to hate each other, made, got proposed to. Done. That's it. And you know what? The opportunities these couples had. Can we? All right, listen. I will definitely give her a break if she goes back in and writes an adult version because the chances and the opportunities that these characters had to do
Okay,
anything. You
I
went
want to
to
know
a
your opinion about this because I've heard people talk about this on the internet of should authors write two versions of their books, a the smutty version and like an edited down version for people that don't like smut that want to just read for the plot. And most authors, when they're asked that question, they're like, fuck no, grow a pair of balls and just read the scene. What's wrong with you? Like,
um masturbate.
but a lot
The
of
people that
readers
don't
out
want
there
the
that don't want to read smut, they feel like it ruins the book. Like, are there enough people out there that it's worth writing two versions of a book? And what do you feel about that?
I keep I keep seeing videos of how like this I'm not doing it. Fuck that.
Read the
Listen,
smut.
we collectively will not be doing that unless you personally want to do that. But I am not.
Not doing it. Not
Nope.
doing it.
Nope. I want them wetter than Geneva. Genevieve.
Genevieve. Bucket and a mop. She's a wop.
Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna.
I feel like it really says something about this series that every time we sit down to talk about it, because I feel like this is the third time we've tried to talk about it, we end up just talking about other books.
It's funny. I had a feeling this was gonna be a. But that's like when you're like, I might not finish it. I was like, that's fine. We can just ramble about other shit. But yeah, so also
Overall, I'm going to say this is a 3 star. I feel like there's going to be people out there that really, really like it, but it just was not for me.
I give everybody 5 stars on Goodread.
You do.
I just 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. Really, my opinion. Sometimes if a book really takes my breath away, I'll still 5 star it, but I'll write a review.
Mm.
But
I
I just 5 star everything because it's why pick and choose.
I'll make an effort to um
It's fun sitting here when I have to edit them. I'm getting to the point where like there's like really funny parts, and I'm like, I'm just leaving that fucking in. Like, fuck it. Fuck it.
it's so yeah. Okay, so I want to go over our star reviews again. So I saw a thing the other day that said you should not rate a book 1 star if you did not finish it. And because to me, 1 star means I DNF'd it. I'm like, I read it, but I couldn't finish it.
Mm.
And to me, 3 stars is okay, like it wasn't
I
for me, but someone out there is probably gonna like this book. Like it just wasn't for me. Like I just didn't get why everyone thought it was amazing. 4 stars, I liked the book. And 5 stars, I am emotionally devastated, need an immediate reread. Like it's hard for me to give a book 5 stars, but it's easy for me to give a book 4 stars. Is that weird?
We know what the 5 stars are. I don't know. I need to go back in and just like rate them actually like by what they are. I'm just generous. I'm just like, here, take a star. You get a star. You get a star.
Um, yeah, but I almost never do reviews. I don't know why, but I just can't bring myself to write a review. The closest I ever got to like wanting to write a review was the Spark of the Everflame series because I was fucking obsessed with it. Instead, I just every time it comes up on my feed, I like go into the comments. I'm like, this is an amazing book. Everyone read it.
Listen, I now have a young adult to recommend to people.
Yeah. This is a good young adult book.
I'm gonna be like, does anyone have kids that are like under 15? Because I got a really good series they should read. And
But you know what? I still, I would rather recommend the Red Queen series or the Prison Healer series for young adult options. Those amazing series, like easily 4 or 5 stars.
well, young adults that are watching this that can't see some of these videos because they have to put the parental control on them.
Are we gonna have to take it? We're gonna have to take all the beginning part out about
Oh no.
wieners.
Now it's just it depends on how deep we go into the conversation. But like the one that I just edited from
Enchantra.
we were we were ruthless. Like I want to tell people get to the in this video is the longest one I have on YouTube. It's like 48 minutes. And
Oh, really?
that is spliced and diced and like
I didn't realize we talked about it for so long.
but the guys,
We
the
just
longer
really
you listen to it,
the more we talk about Rowan's penis.
There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk. You'll have to go in and like fast forward it to like the middle. So, did you see the thumbnail that I did for it?
I did. I liked it a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cute. I liked it.
Oh, that means I have to make one for this book. Let's play a game.
Okay, let's play a game. What's our game?
Uh, gonna do the word thing where you like have to like match the words.
Sure. Let's do it.
Oh, I was also thinking what we should do is find a book that's like less than like 200 pages or less and no idea what the book is. Just go by the cover and don't
Are
read
there
about it.
books less than 200
I
pages?
don't
How
know.
about less than 400 pages? Like under
They
400.
have 300 and less, I'm sure.
Okay.
But I think we should get a book and just go by like the craziest cover and not even read like the back part about it and have no choice but to read it. And then we come back on here and we give our reviews of the book and what I don't know.
Okay, I actually I downloaded a book or bought a book that had a crazy cover the other day just because it had a crazy cover. Maybe that one should be the one. I don't know. I know almost nothing about it though. I don't even know if it's smutty.
Listen, I want to find a way
But
to
I
have
also don't know how long it is. I have to check to see how long it is.
800 pages. That's all right. I've read a couple 800 pages and I just kept reading and reading and reading and they went by so fast because they were so good. And then I got to the end and I was like, oh. And then when the book, the actual tangible book came, it's like, you gotta be shitting me. It's massive. I was like, wow. I don't know. I like a good story. Now I have to spend a lot of money on Zodiac Academy.
Well, the thing about Zodiac Academy are the first like three books are so short. They should have just made them into one book.
That's what you said. That's fine with me.
But then they start getting longer.
It's really goofy.
It is. And there I think that's kind of part of their vibe is they're trying to be kind of weird and goofy. Like they're not trying to write well.
It's
They are trying to be weird.
I mean, I'm still reading it, and I'm obviously thinking about reading it some more, even though nothing has happened.
Yeah. And not
But
much will
there's
happen in the first book, but
but
it
there
will get
are
spicier.
four juicy gentlemen that
Yes, there are.
I'm like, okay,
Okay,
name goes with this one, this name goes with this one, this name goes with
I
this
think
one.
it took me 3 books to figure out who the fuck was who. I kept forgetting. I couldn't remember what they were, like what their powers were, what their orders were, what their fucking names were, what houses they lived in, and for at least like 3 or 4 books.
Listen, I know the long-haired guy. He's got Earth. Should he have wind?
The long-haired guy?
Yeah, there's a long-haired gentleman.
Are we talking about Max the Siren
No,
with the man bun? Or are we talking about the dark hair that burned off her clothes?
I'm not anywhere there.
Oh. I thought that happened at the very beginning.
I don't
Like,
know. I'm literally at the beginning where they just came into the big old dome, and then the one guy like pinned her up against the wall and he bit her, and it was kind of confusing, but everybody was watching, so I was like, voyeurism.
have they gotten into their houses yet? Have they picked a house?
Yeah, they just did.
Oh, okay. Then it must be in the next chapter. It happens like right at the beginning.
That's cool. I'm excited to be bullied by four boys. I'm gonna get bullied so good.
Okay, I don't know why. I did not realize that vampires, like Dracula, all of that was a metaphor for rape until this book. I was like, oh, duh.
Don't tell me. I'm gonna figure that out on my own because I didn't know that.
No, that's just like a thing
Like
that
that. It's just a thing.
yeah, vampires, like, what's the guy who wrote the original vampire book? Um, yeah, that whole thing is a metaphor for rape.
Well, wow.
Anyway, moving on.
Now you learned something.
Now you learned something.